what would happen if you used a banana as the nutrient layer for an ecosystem. I had this crazy idea about a year ago, and today we're going to find out. Here's the jar that I'm going to use to create this ecosystem inside. For the substrate, I usually use something like garden compost or aquarium soil, but for this I want to try something quite unconventional. The idea is simple. Add a banana to the bottom of the jar where it will break down and feed the plants over time through their roots. I've got absolutely no idea if this is going to work, but it's been playing on my mind, so I'm going to give it a go. I think a whole banana is going to be way too much, so I'm going to cut some thin slices. I'm not sure what made me think of using a banana, but if it works, maybe I'll try out some other things as well. I think that should be enough for this small sized jar. This is some fine pea gravel, and I'm going to use it to cap off the slices of banana. Because I'm planning on filling this jar up with water, I need to be able to isolate the nutrients to the base of the jar. If I don't cap it off, it's likely going to leach nutrients into the water and cause a whole load of problems. I've run out of gravel, so I'm going to switch to this finer stuff. This thick layer of gravel should hopefully isolate the decomposing banana to the base of the jar. With the substrate system done, I'm going to get to work on a simple hardscape. I've got some spiderwood as well as a few pieces of lava rock that I think will look nice inside this setup. As this ecosystem won't have a filter, it's going to be heavily reliant on the plants to keep the water healthy and clean. For this reason, I really want to try and keep as much space available for the plants as I can. I really like this single piece of spiderwood, but I can't just leave it in there because it's going to float up as soon as I fill up the jar. To hold it down, I'm going to attach a piece of lava rock to the base. This is easily done by wedging some tissue between the two pieces and then soaking it in some liquid type superglue. It's fast drying, strong, and plant and animal safe. With the branch secured, I can get it in place inside the jar, and I think I'm going to add a couple more pieces for some more detail. I think that should just about do it for the hardscape. I've sloped up the gravel towards the back of the jar to make the background plants sit up a bit higher and improve the sense of depth. Now it's time to get some plants inside the jar. Here I've got a selection of plants that should be perfect for a low-tech setup like this one. I'm going to start off with this limnophila that I'm going to plant throughout the background. This is a fast growing plant that should do really well in a setup like this one. It is, however, a fast growing plant, so it's going to need to be trimmed quite often. The next plant that I'm going to add is this Crypt. This is going to act as the centerpiece plant, and its leaves should grow nice and large out from the center of the jar. Next I'm going to plant another species of Crypt, but this one's going to stay much smaller. This will add some nice detail from the mid to foreground of the scape. A setup like this one isn't complete without some epiphytes. Unlike the other plants that will get their nutrients from the decaying banana in the substrate, these will pull their nutrients straight from the water column. Planting them in the substrate will likely cause them to rot, so I'm gluing them to some rocks and then I can simply place them inside. This won't hurt the plant so long as you don't use an overly large amount. These do look a little bit odd at the moment, but I'm thinking once the other plants grow around them, it's going to look a lot more natural. Now it's time to get the jar filled up with water. This paper towel will help disperse the water and stop it from disrupting the substrate or uprooting the plants. Now the jar is filled up, the experiment can begin. I'm really not sure if this is going to work, but I've got my fingers crossed and there's only one way to find out. It's almost been a year since I created this ecosystem, and to be honest, it's not really gone how I planned. About a month after setup, all the plants started to rot and the jar was really smelling, so I drained it of water and sealed it up with some cling film. At this point, I thought it was a complete failure, but I decided to give it some more time and place it on one of my nano racks. Since then I haven't opened the jar, so it's been sealed up for well over 300 days. In that time the plants have slowly been recovering and it's actually got to the point where it's starting to look quite healthy if you ignore the dirty glass. Now I'm going to take off the cling film, clean a bit of the glass and take a better look inside. The limnophila has recovered significantly and has spread to pretty much the entire jar. Another plant to note is the crypt in the centre. It's got plenty of new leaves, especially considering it completely melted away. Other than this tiny bucephalandra that's slowly growing back, these are the only plants that survived. Under the jar there's a network of roots where the banana once sat. The black spots are where the slices were and they seem to have decomposed nicely and are being used for nutrients for the plants above. Although this build failed in the way I intended, nature found its own way to adapt and it's turned into something I really didn't expect. I think if I made the substrate considerably deeper to lock the nutrients more at the base, it could have worked as an underwater ecosystem. Maybe I'll have to give it another go in the future.